Hey, New York and New Jersey, we need to talk. Right now, there are two train tunnels connecting New Jersey to New York City, carrying 95,000 people back and forth every day. That's 4,000 people an hour. Work commuters, families, folks celebrating SantaCon. Here's the problem. These rail tunnels are over 100 years old. Think about that. They were built before World War II. Heck, they were built before World War I. When they were built, New Mexico and Arizona weren't even states yet. That's how old these tunnels are. Here's where it gets bad. Besides already being ancient, these tunnels were badly damaged by Superstorm Sandy in 2012. Amtrak has even announced that the tunnels will have to be closed for extensive repairs, one at a time for over a year each. If that happens, we're going to see a reduction in train capacity by 75%. So instead of carrying 95,000 people back and forth every day, the trains will only be able to carry 23,000 people every day. And those other 72,000 travelers, they're going to have to take cars. Imagine what that's going to look like. According to reports, traffic will extend an additional 25 miles from the Lincoln Tunnel into New Jersey. On the Manhattan side, where there are currently 9 intersections facing gridlock during rush hour, the additional traffic will expand the gridlock to 44 intersections. We're talking transportation Armageddon, a total train apocalypse, or, for the Vikings, commute in Iraq. So what do? The good news is, the Gateway Project is a plan for a high-speed rail corridor between New Jersey and New York that would double commuter capacity from what it is today. It gets better. During construction, Gateway would generate 100,000 jobs, and another 100,000 jobs after it's completed. It would add $9 billion in business activity. It would be great for the environment, too. Once the Gateway Tunnel is built, road traffic across the Hudson would decrease by 10% and eliminate a yearly emissions volume of 181,898 tons of CO2. Basically, it's a great idea that benefits everybody, and Amtrak has already raised more than $85 million to get going. We could start work on this by the end of 2017. We just need permits. And that's where it gets bad again. The last time we tried to build new tunnels back in 2003, permitting and red tape delayed the project for 6 years. It was eventually dropped after $600 million had already been spent. If the same thing happens with Gateway, it'll cost taxpayers more than $13 billion for the delays alone. That's like throwing away $4,000 every minute for the next 6 years. How does that happen? Well, no one is actually in charge. There are about 24 agencies involved in the project, holding meetings, conducting reviews, conducting studies, conducting surveys, giving permits, denying permits, conducting more reviews, more meetings, more surveys, permits, meetings, studies, reviews, permits, surveys, meetings, permits, and no one is overseeing the process to make sure it gets done. No one can weigh all of the findings of all of the reviews and all of the surveys and just say, okay, let's do this. Except maybe the president. If the President of the United States issued an executive order that cut through the red tape, then yes, maybe something would get done. But that's insane. If someone leaves a dish in the break room at work, you don't call the CEO to ask who should clean it. Someone just does it, Daryl. And that's where you come in. We're in a crisis, and we need to fix it now. And the only way to fix anything is to make yourself heard. Share this video with your friends. Follow #Gateway Project to keep track of the process. Tweet at the people in charge to hold them accountable. #TakeCharge. If this makes sense and you want to know more, read our full report at takecharge.org and visit commongood.org for more information.